Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Cagg, and I am excited to be here today to interview Kris Valentine, one of my fellow LRNTs, and she is going to talk to us today about using Reiki to spark your creativity. So thank you for joining us today, Kris.
Thank you so much for having me.
Kris, tell us a little bit about yourself, because some people may be watching this and they don't know who you are, where you are, or what you do.
So I am a physical therapist here in the Dallas area, Dallas, Texas. I'm also a certified wound specialist and lymphedema therapist. So I say that I am probably one of the most concrete Western trained therapists that ended up learning about Reiki. The universe seriously kicked me in the pants and said, you need to learn about this. And so all of a sudden I ended up on a different path with Reiki about probably 12, maybe 13 or 14 years ago. And I literally started learning about Reiki. The reason I went to the class was to see if there was another modality that I could help my my patients. And what I tell everybody is Reiki has given me another path for my life. It has helped me more. And in that way, I believe I'm a better healthcare practitioner for my patients, and then also my clients, my Reiki clients. Has made me a more well-rounded individual,
Well, that's what fascinates me, because I know I remember during COVID seeing pictures of you, like with those horrible masks in your eyes. You were so stressed out, and I know that you are a really practical, like hands-on medical professional. And so I want to know the story about how you ended up producing music, doing all of these creative things. Like, I know Reiki is a great complement to Western medicine, but can you tell us how you use Reiki? How did that happen to spark your creativity and branch out and you've just exploded, you've just blossomed? How did that happen?
I think I'm so glad you mentioned what happened in the last 2 years, because really I say to the other thing I say to everybody is, in the last couple of years, we've all been through so much in one way or another. And Reiki has really been my tool to help me get through everything that I went through with the pandemic. I'm working on the COVID halls and all of that. But literally what happened with me and sparking my creativity, because I totally used Reiki when I was to help me get through working every day. But literally when the pandemic hit, I was also in the teacher mentorship program for the International Center for Reiki Training, right, for the ICRT. And I was stuck in how am I going to grow my business? I'd done everything in person, absolutely everything in person. And I just didn't know, and I'm still challenged by technology. However, I remember having a conversation with my mentor, Lisa Star Anna, right, out in Utah. And we were having this conversation, and I was like, Lisa, all these other teachers, they have these wonderful little niches where they combine Reiki with something. And I don't know what, I'm like, she's like, well, what do you love, Kris? And I'm like, well, I do physical therapy and I combine it there. But as far as other things, I didn't know what to do. I said, well, I love music, so maybe I could do that, but I'm not sure how that would look. So, I did have a background in music, but I played at the church and I played in a band and that kind of thing, but I wasn't sure how that would look. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to do these Reiki shares on Facebook. And with the Reiki shares on Facebook, you can't play somebody else's music. You could,
They shut it down.
Yeah, they shut it down, right? I tell everybody you go in Facebook timeouts, you know, so
yeah. Facebook jail.
Facebook jail, right? So I didn't want to do that. And there is royalty-free music out there that you can use, but I frankly, I didn't like anything that I was hearing. And so I thought, well, let me try. And so I got I'll always point over here, but I don't want to move the camera because it's at a good angle right now, right? But I have my complete setup over here in my office. I went and I bought a synthesizer. I hadn't gotten a setup in a while, and I started actually playing live for the Facebook shares. Well, and that was a little unnerving because really, if you know me, I play keyboard and mandolin, and I wanted the keyboard in the background. So I started playing the keyboard, and people were really great with their feedback. They were, you know, it was funny to me because I had some of my students go, "We should do this all the time." And I thought, oh my gosh, this is kind of nerve-wracking. So then I learned how to record. And if you listen to a lot of my music, like you'll notice that in the background of the music, there is some extra noises, because how I learned how to record originally is with an external recorder. So the house had to be pristine, and then every once in a while things would happen, like a clock would go off, a chiming clock. So
I kind of like that, or crickets, or
well, and so like you'll hear in this song that's playing right now, there's actually the chiming clock, right? That every once in a while will happen, every 15 minutes, right? Yeah.
So this song that we're hearing, this is Kris's. This is your song. It's playing in the background.
This is one of mine that I really, really like. It's one of the piano, because I have a bit, a little bit of a background with piano, and this is one of my favorites. It's called Conversations, and it's literally a couple of my other songs blended together, because I picture one person saying something and then one person saying something else, and how the conversation meshes, and then how they disagree at times. And so
that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I feel like most compositions are conversations. So
musical conversations inspired by Reiki.
Yeah.
I want to point out that go ahead before you forget. But
so what I was going to say is, essentially, I think you asked me this, and perhaps I didn't even get to the point, but we talk about how the music happened. So this is how it started with social media, but really what happens is I sit down and I pray, I turn on my Reiki, I have a timer in the background so that I'm aware of how long I've been playing, and literally I just play. Many of the songs are a one and done kind of thing, and so it occurs like channeling music, turning on the Reiki, channeling music, and hoping it sounds okay.
So I've been to your Facebook lives, and I think I started just like, oh, look, Kris is live, and just kind of to support, but it was such a beautiful experience. So those people who are listening, I want to make note that Kris said that she didn't know anything about technology really, and she was scared, but so that's what I was going to ask. What would you say to people who are thinking about doing something that, like, either create, because anything that you create, that's like putting a piece of yourself out into the world, and that's really scary, whether you're doing it on Facebook Live or you're just doing it, and sharing it. It's pretty scary. So what would you recommend to get over that?
The first thing to do is just do it. I mean, I know everybody says that, the whole Nike logo of just do it, right? I have a very good friend who frequently will get on, and in the beginning, she was there consistently, not as much now, but because we've pretty much gotten the sound quality down. For me, if I play music in the background, I like to have somebody listening to say, hey, because we've gotten the balance, because I'm playing two instruments at one time, and it sounds very daunting, because I've got a recording playing, and then I'm playing my mandolin to that, because ultimately that's what I wanted to do. But you don't have to do that. You could figure out how to I have an external speaker. That's what I was just looking at. I have a little external speaker that I play at the same time. Because what I found is your microphone on your phone is very, very sensitive. And so that's what I learned. I learned some things, and then I learned, it's live. So things happen. Like, my dog would go and bark at the UPS guy driving up, and for me, what I try to do is just make it funny. There was one time when I was playing live that all of a sudden I got feedback from my speaker, and it was like, boom, and I thought, oh. Let's do something different.
But if you've activated your Reiki before you even start, then you just kind of, oh, okay.
Go with the flow. And for me, I just try to make it fun. Just make it fun. Because really, the whole purpose of it is to share Reiki, a loving space for you, like for me, and for whoever's coming to the share. So that is one of the that's like the primary purpose of all of it, is to share Reiki. And then I tell people about my offerings as well. That I teach, that I'm doing sessions, that you can download the music. You can download the music on my website if you like it. So the music is available on the website, and you can listen to little snippets of what they sound like to see which one you like. The music's 30 minutes long. Each song's 30 minutes long.
Go ahead and talk about that. I was going to ask you at the end, but go ahead and talk about it's unique. It's not like the music that I get, let's say on like YouTube or something. It's mainly like a minute or 2 minutes, and it just loops over and over and over and over and over. But that's not what your music is it?
No, it's essentially, there's typically in some songs, I'm trying to think what's going to play next, but I think I know. I know what this is, but anyhow, sorry, it's like what's queued up next. Anyhow, so the songs are non-looping. I'm literally playing for 30 minutes. The melody changes as we go. That's one reason why. It's not too loud, is it?
No, I love it. Okay, but I'm getting really like chill.
Oh, that's funny. So like I'm essentially, it's a melody that doesn't loop. There's typically a background, like with this particular song that's playing right now, there's what I call a pad and then piano on top of that. The melody of the piano is not, it's not looping. So it's 30-minute total. And
you know what, Kris, this is not just listening to music. I feel the Reiki.
Yes, it's Reiki imbued.
I feel so it's not just music. It's Reiki infused because, and I don't know if I'd be quiet and stop talking for a second. You can probably feel that Reiki in there. I can.
Absolutely. And it carries a frequency. So the music carries a frequency, and the Reiki has been turned on, but prior to the making of the song. And a lot of time, as I said before, they're all at least 30 minutes because I do keep a timer next to me because I'm usually not aware of how long I've been playing.
Because you're in that zone.
Yeah, that whole Reiki kind of bliss that we all end up in. And so,
well, as a writer, if someone is, maybe they're creative in another way, maybe they're not musicians, maybe they paint, or maybe they write, or maybe they make jewelry. You have, just like I said, just blossoms. Can you show some of your jewelry?
Oh, some
of your pendants that you've wrapped?
I think these are some of the Reiki infused pendants that I have. This is called Petersite. Oh. It's very similar in qualities to tiger's eye. And so this is one. Here is Imperial Topaz. Real pretty. Hang on, let me rotate it.
So when you're making these, so do you have Reiki in your hands as you're working with it?
Yes. And I also have imbued the crystal as well. And then, so I let's see if you can see that. This is Danburite. This is one of my.
Oh, I love that.
This is one of my favorite crystals. It's kind of large, but yeah. So I'll imbue the crystal, the silver wire for the best possible wrap. Rose quartz.
Oh yeah, I can see that little pink tint to it.
Stone of love and compassion for yourself and others. So, you know, we were talking about, you know, like if you, what is your thing creativity wise, and how would you turn on your Reiki and infuse that? Well, usually for what happened with me out of this conversation with Lisa was really, well, first off, I had the whole thing of, I've got to do something first off, because I'm in this mentorship program, you know, so that gave me a bit of a push, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't necessarily, I mean, it helped me to have the push for sure to do it. However, all you really need to do is go to what do you love, apply Reiki to it. What do you love? Like, just really sets the spark in you to get out of bed in the morning. What do you love doing? And then apply Reiki to that, whether it's your painting, whether it's your writing, where is your creativity? Your gardening.
My son loves building things, so, and he's attuned to Reiki, so he could just activate his Reiki and start working and just go in with the. What you mentioned, play. It really is kind of like returning to that childlike state, I guess, no matter what you're creating.
Right. And it doesn't have to be, you know, because sometimes when we say childlike state, people would think, oh, that's just goofy, silly, you know, that kind of thing. No, it could be, it's like a play combined with love.
Mm-hmm. It's curiosity, isn't it?
Yeah. The state of wonder.
Yeah. The state of wonder. That's it.
Yeah. In fact, one of the songs I have is called Wonder. It's all about, it's actually all about my best friend who is also an artist and how she sees the world. So yeah, wonder. Let's see, what else did we talk about? I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so. I would love for you to lead a short Reiki experience for everyone, to let us feel the music, which I'm already feeling. And
so you know what I wanted to do? So let's see here. You know, I know we talked about, I can actually go right to this song, Karen, I think. So I'm just going to minimize this screen really quick.
As Kris is doing this, I just want to recap what she said, that it's what brought her to it was really the crisis of the COVID pandemic and going through the licensing program at the same time, and looking for two things: her niche and also a creative outlet. Creativity is necessary for everyone because we need that as a stress relief. But when you bring Reiki to it, not just making something, but bring Reiki to it, it's not just empowering for you, but then you have something to share with others, and it empowers them as well. And to use the Reiki, I heard her say, like, to overcome your fears of, you know, putting yourself out there. So
yeah, because all of a sudden it came a space of fun. And you know, I did a share last weekend. You know, when we talk about love, the flip side of that can be also forgiveness, right? So also having this space of forgiveness for yourself, and knowing that really it's gonna be okay. The outcome that we don't necessarily we don't know what the outcome's gonna be. That was really a big lesson for me, you know, during the pandemic, was gotta trust in the universe that, you know, no matter what, I don't have control of this, because, you know, it's like, I'm not going to control this right now. There's no way that Kris, the person, can control this. However, the universe has a bigger plan.
Mm-hmm. That's a big part of creativity too. It's like opening up and letting go, surrendering to
and
something bigger, so you can channel it.
Yeah, and I had a huge problem with that. You know, like, I have to control
Love.
everything. I mean, we're human. We're human. Yep. So I wanted to put this song on. This one is actually called Awakening. And it's one of my last songs that I composed just recently. And I feel like we're all starting to awaken to the possibility. And, like things are not going to look the same as they looked before the pandemic. However, they're new. And so this is literally the dawn of a new day called Awakening. And it has the reason I wanted to play this one as well is so that you could hear there are, there's noises like nature songs in here. All of the layers of this song are from my neighborhood.
That's amazing.
The water fountain is my neighbor's water fountain. I had to tell her, don't think there's some weird person with a recorder in your front yard, I promise. And then there's crickets. You'll occasionally hear birds. Obviously, the keyboard is giving a nice pad along with it's an electric mandolin. So
what I love about that, Kris, is that and what I hope everyone is taking away from that is that it is all around you. Your creativity is all around you, and don't think you got to go somewhere else. Or just be still and open. Use Reiki, and it's all around you. And listen to this.
For me, and I go back to the music, and I go back to Reiki, and I go back to creativity. There's a line from one of my favorite movies. The movie is August Rush, and in the end of the movie, he says the music is all around you.
Music is all around.
Listen.
Creativity is all around you. You just plug into it, don't you?
Yeah, you just have to look. Where's your love? What is it that you love?
And Reiki can be that bridge to it.
Exactly. All right. So you know what I want to do? I want to do the Holy Love Experience because it's one of my favorites. The inviting of divine love in, a love that knows you deeply, a love that doesn't have to be for someone else, it's really just a divine love from the universe. So, you know what I want, Karen? Let's just stay right here, and I'll do the guided experience, and then I'll be quiet for, probably about maybe 10 minutes. I'll watch the time. I always want to say, because I'll mind the time in one of those chakra,
I'm just gonna leave my camera on. I don't think my mouth will gap open.
Yeah, just leave the camera on, and we'll stay right here. Is the sound of the music okay on your end, Karen?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So everybody who's listening, what I want you to do is go ahead and just get in a comfortable state. If you have the ability to channel Reiki, go ahead and turn your Reiki on. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out again. Imagine it's a beautiful sunny day. You're walking through a beautiful forest. As you breathe into yourself, imagine you're breathing in the life essence of the forest. And with each step that you take, imagine the energies of the earth are flowing up through the bottoms of your feet. As you walk along, allow yourself to experience the trees lights just coming through the trees, the flowers on the path, the birds singing up above, and to merge with the life and the harmony of the forest. As you walk along, you're noticing up ahead it's getting lighter. You're coming to the edge of the forest. As you leave the forest, before you is a beautiful river. It is the river of life. There's beautiful flowers growing alongside the riverbank. And there's a path alongside the river. Follow that path. Eventually, you come to a bend in the river. There's a light breeze flowing alongside the surface of the river, causing the water to have small ripples. The sun shines down along the surface of the water, creating a glittering, shimmering light. You realize this is no ordinary light, but a spiritual light coming from the highest heaven. You allow the light to enter your soul. Allow the light to guide you. your body. Your arms and legs to stretch. And if you have a journal handy, you might want to write down any thoughts that came to you. You can always pause the recording to capture exactly what came to you. And sometimes these messages, they may come later in the day. So the universe was speaking directly to you. And this was a short example, or brief, I should say, example of our Holy Love experience.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
It doesn't seem short. Well, I guess time doesn't really exist. I'm really feeling that with this World Peace Reiki. So,
yes, exactly.
Well, now in my deeply relaxed state, Kris, I don't want to forget to remind you or to share with us exactly how can we order this music from your website? What is your website? And
so the songs are available for download. The individual meditations, as I said before, they're 30 minutes. You can download them directly from the website. The other opportunity, let me tell you what my website is my name. So my website is my name. It's Kris with a K, middle initial D as in David. Yep. Valentine.com. And the other offering that we have, yes, like Valentine's Day, right? So the other offering that I have up on the website, if you are interested in putting music in the background of whatever you're doing on social media, I can compose a song for you. That's another offering that I have. And you will own the rights to that song. So it will be your song that you could play. It will be 30 minutes in duration. And so contact me through the website if you're interested. Now, the other thing that, the Reiki.
The pendants.
Yeah, the pendants. Oh my goodness, everybody is so funny. I started this as just out of curiosity. Can I do that? Right now, I'm selling those through Facebook. They're not up on the website yet. We've thought about doing that. And right now you could just contact me through my Facebook professional page, which again is my name. So it's Kris with a K, middle initial D as in David, exactly. Valentine it's not .com. It's Kris D Valentine Reiki Master on my professional page. Awesome. So you can find the pendants there. Either way, however you want, if you want to contact me through the website or through Facebook, and any questions of any offerings, music, pendants, any questions, you can always contact me at either site.
Well, thank you for sharing with us your inspiring story, and thank you for inspiring me to do some. I think once you open up, because like I said, I write. That's my niche, I think, but I really wanted to paint. And you said something earlier. You said just like, I'm just going to try it, you said. And that kind of clicked with me. I thought, once I get settled, I think I might just try it.
Just
activate my Reiki and just try it. See what happens.
And it's kind of like inviting love to a blank canvas. What is your canvas? Okay, invite that Reiki in. And apply it and just see, because it's the space of love, and it's your own thing. I didn't know if anybody was going to hear the music, but then all of a sudden
Reiki had other ideas.
That's right. The universe had other ideas. So trust in the universe, apply that love, and see where you can go with it.
Thank you so much, Kris. And I will see you in person, I think, in Sedona. Are you going to be there in Sedona in person,
yep.
Right?
I will
see you in Sedona in person, and I think we'll be answering some more questions even in Sedona if you are there. So thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Okay, here we go.